Good morning, YouTube. What is going on? I am the Anonymous Prepper. Welcome to my channel. I had gotten a request a little while back in regards to some items to prepare for the cold winter, or quote unquote, the dark winter, or also pending nuclear possibilities leading up to the grid falling out, or, a number of other possibilities. Gas shortages, for starters, and just different little things. So what I decided to do is put together a quick little video just going over some things. I'm not going to go over a whole bunch of stuff, just some stuff that I would recommend for this coming winter and the possibilities of what's to come with the bear country situation. Because, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And, we have to be prepared. We have to, be on our A game. Have the necessary items to take care of business. So first and foremost, a big one, and you can see right here, and I have two of them out, is sleeping bags. Now, a lot of people would say, well, why don't you have a mummy sleeping bag? And to me, I do have one. But I also like the ability to move around in my sleeping bag. And, I've tried a number of different ways, camped in my car before, I camped out in the woods, tried different things, and the best method I found, this is for me personally as well, is taking two of the same sleeping bags and either combining them into a larger one, or just taking two and layering them together. So one inside the other one. And they work just fine in my book. And, you gotta have sleeping bags. That is a critical thing. And I see a lot of people, that say they can't afford it, which I understand that. 100%. But something else I can help you with in this situation, this is why my other channel was getting so big, was you have to know where to shop. You have to check, your Salvation Armies. You have to check your thrifting shops, antique stores. You will be surprised at the stuff you could find at shops like that. People think, oh, it's just antique stuff. Well, they sell a little bit of everything these days. Everybody's on the hype now of, reselling just about everything. If you go to antique shops, you will be surprised at what you can find. Like, I have a total of 4 sleeping bags right now. These two here, they're the Coleman brand. They're big and tall because, like I said, I like to be able to move around. I like comfort. And here's the kicker. If you go onto like Amazon, or if you go onto Walmart, Coleman's website, you're going to find these for around $50 to $75. The two I got, same exact ones too. Talked to the guy. I said, tell you what, they're bigger, they're bulkier. Sell them to me as a set. I'll give you, the price I gave, which was like around... It was like 55, I believe it was. But I've had them for about 2 years, so don't quote me completely on that. I think it might have been 55 for both. But if you know how to talk to people, you can definitely, get a bargain on some items. Because there's a lot of stuff at these places. Like there was this one antique shop I went to. This guy was wall to wall with so much stuff. It was full. And he was desperate for business. And, you have to pay attention to those things. Because people want to get rid of some of the stuff they have. Because there's certain things they want to get rid of to get new stuff in. So just keep that noted. And also with sleeping bags, you want to talk about, right there, your blankets. Extra blankets never hurts. Like a big thing I noticed this morning that caught my attention, I was on Walmart's website and I actually ended up ordering some of these, is they have, they're a cheap blanket, fleece throw, $3. 50 by 60 inches for $3. So I bought 15 of them. And for the price, yeah, they may be thin blankets, but if you take 4 or 5 of those, or if you're crafty, and this is something I wish I did have because I would do this as well, is if you have a sewing machine, you take 5 of those blankets, sew them all together, you got a decent heavy blanket. Or what I would do, personally anyways, is I would combine them and do like a 2x2, or make it in a way so it's longer and wider. Depending on your preference. If you do it right, you could easily make a huge blanket with a bunch of those, and you got a nice heavy duty blanket for, $40. It depends though. Like, it depends on price. Me personally, just the fact they were $3, you have a couple of those extra, you could easily take them, not just for like an emergency. You can use like a handful of them for some extra insulation, wherever, if you want to put it on your walls, or if you want to put it around your windows, or even just to insulate your bed a little bit better with a few layers of those blankets. You could do that too. Or even in between your bedspreads, take 4 or 5 of those in between. It will make such a difference. Something to definitely look into. And it's by the Mainstays brand. I'm not sponsored, by the way. This is just, the brand I'm talking about. Go on to Walmart, their website. They have them right now. Different colors too. And then for $3, I mean, you can't beat that. I'm always looking for bargains. That is the biggest thing. Now, don't mind me. I don't have a setup like most preppers do. You have to work with me with what I got. So, batteries. 18650 batteries. And then, of course, your standard AA, AAA, D. I have a whole bunch of them, so I'm stocked up on those. Gotta have power if the power goes out. Critical. Emergency radio. You gotta have a connection to the world if, everything goes out. What are you gonna do? You gotta have a way to have access. Communication. And I'm not gonna get my Baofeng out, but I do have a couple of Baofeng radios. These are just standard walkie-talkies. And here's the kicker. If you're on Facebook and you check on a group on there, and I'll give you a recommendation here, because a lot of people don't know about this group. It's called Sweet Deals, Freebies, and Glitches. On this group, they post deals every day of different things. Those walkie-talkies I got, granted, they're just cheap ones, and they work surprisingly well. I got them for free. Because there's times they have free stuff on there. You just have to catch it. And if you're lucky, you do. You take advantage of that. And of course, the next items here is your lighting. You got to have, your little mini lanterns. Other kinds of flashlights or lanterns. Bigger lanterns. You got to have stuff like that. And I have a variety of choices. I keep my options open for that type of thing. Just because I don't want to chance it. Having some backups never hurts. Freebies group again. With those lanterns. The ones with the red light on the top. They usually go for... I can't remember the exact price. But I got it for 60% off. And hey, what do you want for a discount? You can't beat it. Let's see. Well, we can go here first. We have... flashlights. You have your lanterns, but you gotta have your flashlights. But this guy is a personal favorite of mine because, yeah, it's a flashlight, but self-defense. You always gotta have self-defense tools because you never know if you're gonna need them. And plus, I have a variety of other options as well for that. Because, I like to protect myself. I'll fix that later. Also, other self-defense tools. Different knives. And I have a variety of those. Of course, you got to have a big boy. Or the Macho Big Boy. About 18 inches on this bad boy. For defense and protection. And, of course, a smaller one as well. Whatever your preference is when it comes to tools, you got to have the right ones. Also, some other tools. Two-handed machete. That's another one I got from Freebies Group. That machete, it's a Cold Steel brand to note, was only $11 on Freebies Group. Same with the ball bat, too. The ball bat was only $12. If you catch deals when they're on sale like that, you could save so much money and get what you need for preps. It makes a major difference. On to some more stuff. The classic power banks. Nothing fancy. Just make sure you get a decent brand that's reliable. Me personally, I like the Book ones because they have a solar panel built into them. A big one. 4 panels. Definitely helps in a pinch. Now, if you don't have power, and you gotta have water, If the power's out, your water's not going to be running possibly, especially if there's no gas either. You got to have a way to filter your water. So you got to have water straws, which I have a variety of those as well. And also, no power again, or no fuel to cook. You got to have butane fuel, your good old camping fuel. Another one I recommend, alcohol. You can use it for an alcohol stove. They're not hard to make, folks, so keep that in mind. Also, your ropes. You never know if you're going to need them for anything. You may have to use them to string up something or make a hammock, or just to build around your bed. Make something simple to shelter yourself inside to make like a warming room, pretty much. You have to get creative. That's one thing I've always done, is get creative. Finding the right kind of things to get creative with to, survive any type of situation. That's what I do. Also, let's see what we got here. Got your different kinds of gloves. You got to have these. For when it's a little bit chilly outside, but it's still a little bit cold. Or if it's just, a little chill in the air. And then, of course, your heavy-duty ones. And then your ultra-heavy-duty ones, which I don't have out right now, but the ones that do the job. Same with your hats and your beanies. You have, of course, standard one, a little cold. The signature one, of course, a little bit thin. And then you got your big boys, the super thick. Those really, really cold days. They always come in handy to have them, folks. And then, of course, the hat of all hats. The good old trapper hat. Everybody should have at least 3 of these in their house. And they're not that expensive. They're like maybe $7 to $10. I paid $9 for this one. Keeps you super warm. It's not real fur, though, but it does the job. That's what counts. Also, of course, you got to have, your heavy-duty socks. You got to have boots as well. Take your pick on those, whatever floats your boat. And, this is some of the basics you need to have. Also, of course, and I don't have it out, but first aid kit. You got to have a first aid kit with all your standard necessities. Your pain medicines, allergy medicines, flu medicines. Cover all of those bases for medicines. Everything from nausea, diarrhea, all of those things. And speaking of, and this one I don't see enough. I had this on my other channel, and everybody was popping about it. This right here. Micron Superior. And what this is if you go into the store and you buy like the Dentec brand of temporary dental filling, this stuff is permanent. Now, you can't buy it in a lot of stores. It's very, very selective. Your best place to find it is going to be on eBay or Amazon. But me personally, it's better to go onto eBay to get this one. It takes a couple of weeks to ship to you, but it's worth it. One filling from this will easily last you 2 to 3 months. If you do it right, though. You have to get the mixing done. That's the one thing about this, is the mixing process. And everything's in here, you need to mix it. You just have to get the mixing process down right. But once you have it done, your tooth, or if you lose a crown, will easily be fixed for months. And if there's no way to get to a dentist and you're having dental issues, you got to do what you got to do to survive. And this, I've heard it from many, many people who got this. This is a godsend. Because, all the dental products you buy in the stores are super dirt cheap, or the expensive ones are even garbage because they last a couple of days. Just enough to get you to the quote-unquote dentist, which in most cases, because I've been in this position before, you make a dental appointment, there's sometimes they can't see you for 3 to 4 weeks. Unless you have a dentist that's reliable, you can see within a week. But in a lot of cases, people don't have that option these days. They have to wait. So, this is a godsend. Every prepper should have this. This one is the biggest one everybody should have. And that is a fact. Let me tell you. And also, of course, one other thing. Anybody who knows these guys, you should always have these for your supply as well. You gotta take care of your fish. Quote unquote. All your fish need to be happy and healthy. And this stuff here definitely works like a charm, if you catch my drift. Works very, very well. I would make this video longer, but I've been going for 15 minutes ranting and raving about some of the stuff I have that we should be using. And I know I'll make more videos just right now, and I've said this how many times. My main channel is in limbo right now. I was up to 10,000 subscribers. And anybody who sees this video, I would greatly appreciate if you would sub, like, do everything you can for this channel. I'm trying to rebuild. My other channel's been in limbo since May. And YouTube has not got back to me yet to restore my other channel. I'm building from scratch again. And I'm trying to get things back to where they were. That way I have more motivation to make these videos again. Because right now I'm only sitting at 40 subscribers. I appreciate you guys very much for being here. I got a long ways to go. I need all the support I can get. Because, I was just about to get monetized on my other channel. I wanted to do live streams. And, I was going to start doing some giveaways. But I have to get back there now to build. Because my channel is, at the ground base now. I got to build it all the way back up again. Unless my other channel comes back by some chance. So I'm rooting for you guys and gals there. Please support me. I greatly appreciate it. And I am the Anonymous Prepper. And I'm out.